In this video, we'll be checking out our top 5 modded starter dinos in Ark Survival Ascended, these being great companions for the start of a new survival journey. These shall all be custom and original modded creatures available on the CurseForge platform, and if you'd like to see more of these top 5 videos, don't forget to hit subscribe and follow the channel. Starting off at number 5, we have the Henodus from the Sunken World editions. The Henodus is a beach-dwelling plesiosaur, despite their turtle-like appearance, which can be easily passive-tamed via regular kibble, kelp, measure berries, or regular berries. Once tamed, the Henodus acts as a living raft which does not draw the attention of the Ichthys, which means that early game survivors, and late game too to be fair, can build miniature bases, traps, or what have you on the back of the Henodus and not worry about their raft getting attacked. In addition to this, the Henodus is a semi-aquatic creature, which means it can dive underwater, and this will keep your building intact and will even allow forges to carry on cooking. In addition to the Henodus also producing a bubble of oxygen all around it, allowing for underwater construction even at the beginning of your journey. The Henodus is also capable of semi-burrowing itself into the sand, whether on land or under the ocean, which can help keep your structures in place and protect them against wild dinos. The main drawback, however, is that the Henodus is a fairly slow creature and it does not have a saddle, so while you immediately have the platform-based construction without a saddle, it also takes full damage from wild dinos should it fall under attack. But so long as you are careful and you look after your Henodus, it can really offer a dynamic change to the playstyle of your early game experience. At number 4, we have the Meganeura from Untameables by Myrmecoleontidae. Using just the smallest amount of spoiled meat, you can easily passive-tame any Meganeuras you come across, and their utility is simple but very useful. The Meganeura can send out a large range ping, like that of the Parasaur's enemy detection, but much smarter, more in-depth, and with more dynamic tracking. Since the Meganeura can be used not only to detect wild threats but also enemy players, herbivorous threats such as Majungasaurus, they can also be used to detect nearby explorer notes, along with some much needed utilities such as detecting wild baby dinos and corpses, especially if they get lost in the tall grass of the Arks. At number 3, we have the Materpiscis, also by the Sunken World editions. The Materpiscis is another early game fish which can be simply passive-tamed with just any meat. And once tamed, it can also be ridden without a saddle, so it does make for a very simple and early game ocean travelling companion. But the main appeal of the Materpiscis is its ability to feed baby dinos and also doubles your imprint capabilities. Now usually this sort of utility would be very niche, but with Ark Survival Ascended offering wild baby dinos that can be claimed pretty much anywhere if you are able to kill the parents, this does suddenly make the Materpiscis significantly more useful, since it saves you the hassle of making a feeding trough and instead just put the food into the Materpiscis and enable AoE trough feeding, which will look after your nearby baby dinos whether in ocean or on land, but also with said trough AoE being active, it doubles the effective progression of any imprints on your dinos. So for any early game Bob that may happen to find a wild baby Rex running around, and you might not have the kibble or the rare resources to guarantee a full imprint on this baby Rex, thanks to the Materpiscis, you will have double the progression earlier on and you might be able to land yourself a really powerful companion even at the start of your journey. At number 2, we have the Cryptoclidus from the Paleo Ark team. Cryptoclidus is another early game plesiosaur which can be a little bit hard to find but well worth obtaining. For the Cryptoclidus is another carnivorous passive-tame, with its best taming food being calamari obtained from Obelisk Squid within the same mod, but once tamed you have yourself a stealthy but very speedy ally. The Cryptoclidus' glowing bioluminescence produces a calming effect to all nearby dinos, giving the Crypto and its rider the equivalent of ghillie, which as we all know in Ark's oceans can be incredibly handy because the oceans are ruthless. Cryptoclidus is super speedy and can jump out of water and even crawl onto land for an indefinite amount of time, which can make traversing the Arks and especially rivers and lakes much easier. Additionally, the Cryptoclidus also allows for rider weaponry, which can be handy for killing or taming any ocean life, and is also the number 1 creature to use when killing Obelisk Squid. The raw calamari we mentioned earlier, which is the perfect taming food for Cryptoclidus, is also the mutton of the sea, and is an effective substitute for kibble for any ocean creature. On top of all of that, the Cryptoclidus is also an adept gatherer of pearls. And finally, in addition to the stealthy capabilities of Cryptoclidus, it can also share this stealthy capability to nearby allies, and also produces a gel, which when fed to allied dinos also makes them temporarily immune to jellyfish stings. For a small little critter, the Cryptoclidus sure does offer a lot of advantages. And for our number 1 modded starter dino, we have the feral fauna Walliserops by Lapis Lazuli. As amazing as tons of utility can be, sometimes the most elegant solutions are also the simplest ones, and that is what the Walliserops offers. These guys are a passive tame similar to that of seagulls and otters, where they kill small wild creatures and feed the corpses to the Walliserops. And once tamed, you equip it on your back like a shield and it'll deal recoil damage to ongoing attackers. Now, what makes the Walliserops really stand out is that those spikes on its face aren't just for show. For small creatures under a drag rate of 250, or thus carryable by an Untameables, if they attack you while you have a Walliserops accompanying your shoulder, your little buddy will shoot out a spike and impale your attacker, which will cause them to flee and leave you alone. This does of course work on many early game threats such as raptors, ravagers and terrorbirds, in addition to annoying pests such as dimorphodons, so if you accidentally hit one and you get attacked by a swarm, you have up to 3 charges of these replenishing spikes which will just fear off any dimorphodons attacking you, which can be a big saving grace. The Walliserops will also impale things like Microraptors, so while they may still dismount you, it will cause them to run away, and again, any ongoing attackers will also flee. And one of our personal favourites is it'll even deter Troodons at night. Now granted, the Troodon might get that one initial hit on you and poison you, the Walliserops will still cause it to instantly flee away, and that gives you enough time to get to safety and not succumb to the tragedy that is getting knocked out by Troodons. As we mentioned, sometimes the most useful solutions can come from the most simplest concepts, and the Walliserops is not only a must-have shoulder companion in the early game, but even has lasting capabilities into the late game as well. I mean, after all, who doesn't hate getting attacked by Microraptors and Troodons? And that is our top 5 modded starter dinos for Ark Survival Ascended. What do you think of this list? Is there anything you'd add to it? Or perhaps we've missed out on any mods available on the CurseForge platform? Please feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more of these, like and subscribe for more Ark Ascended mods videos, and keep an eye out for future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.